Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be covering the Assertio Holdings ASRT fourth quarter and yearly 2023 summary. And in this, we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the company. Today is the 20th of March, 2023, and we're really just going to do a little bit of deep dive. Like the results were really good, but we're going to just kind of break them down and see if what is good, what is bad. So I generally follow small cap pharma. I do some games. I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And thank you. Disclaimer is I made some money on options. I mean, I bought options for $5 and sold them for 10. So, hey, 100% there, minus a little tip. But I do not currently hold shares, but I'm going to start buying the shares coming forward. So we'll be talking about that decision a little bit later. However, I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence. And any information given is valid for today, the 20th of March, and the slideshow will not be updated. But as we get new news and new reports, new slideshows. So I've been following Assertio for a little bit, and this is the much better sales report than the quarter three. So even though net product sales were down year over year, Rovidin started selling, and that was a big thing. So in the last quarter, we saw Indocin sales crash, and we didn't have our pickup of Rovidin sales yet. This quarter, completely different. The long-term goal of the company was to replace the Indocin sales, which went generic, with Rovidin. And in the last quarterly report, that did not happen. However, we saw decent sales in quarter four 2023, which could indicate a trend upwards. So based on that, and then based on the company forecasting 110 to 125 million sales with positive cash flow before everything, being 20 to 30 million, that is definitely a very positive report for a company that's market cap is 100 million. So the rest. So just so you have an idea, so Rovidin will not become generic till 2034. So we have 10 plus years of sales. The company ended with 73 million in cash. And I only mentioned the $40 million debt because it is at the moment large compared to what they have in cash, but it's not due till September 2027. So the company itself, the company is a holding company, so it does very little in the way of R&D, but primarily has assets, the drugs that they buy, which it sells. So they will make deals with other companies to purchase their drugs and then sell them themselves. So you kind of cut out the middleman, kind of nice. Most of the company's drugs have unfortunately gone generic, and they're not the right type of drug to be able to fight generic competition. We're going to look at this. So Indocin is unfortunately like not that type of drug. Like there's nothing that would differentiate it between the generic and the regular drug. There's no care package behind it, no anything like that. So obviously most of these generics are just going to be better because they're cheaper. So the other problem is there are really not any major selling products. Only 3 products sold over 10 million in 2023. So again, Rovidin coming up with a lot of other products, like you can kind of mash it all together. The company plans to have around 60 million in sales for Rovidin in 2024 with 18 to 25 in Indocin. There's only a single generic out right now. They do expect that more could come in, which could further erode that. And the rest of the drugs covering the 110 to get up to 110, 125. So those other products. So I am not going to try to butcher all these names. I'm sorry about that, but they have 2 focus drugs in there. So the 2 drugs pretty much had growth from 9.9 in 2023 versus 1.7 in 2022. So we saw a lot of growth there. And then we saw a flat drug from that. The rest of the drugs, as you can see, we will mention Cambia because it went from 24 to 7. That's another 24 million down to 8, excuse me. That was another generic thing that they're, again, going to have a lot of problems with. And you can kind of see you got a 9, an 8, and a 3. So not any huge sellers in here. And that's kind of what you're looking at. You really are focused on Rovidin. And if it sells well, they are in great shape. So the company will looks like it will make this transition in 2024, again, moving away from Indocin being its major seller. And I believe the share price will begin to reflect it more based on the results. So as we get more sales, I think the company's going to go up. I think they're going to see this replacement. This is going to be a 10 plus year ability to sell. And I think they're going to start seeing easily 100 million at some point. So to put mildly, I believe the company is undervalued. However, the company does need to work on those sales. And obviously other drugs are going to come to the market. So they need to get their niche in there and see what they can do. If they can hit the goals, then we are going to be going up. So if we come to the end of next year, or the end of this year, excuse me, and we're at 125 million sales, woo, we're going to be more than like $1 and change right now. So with all that information, I will be buying into the stock. I believe the long-term outlook is very positive, and the company has enough cash to be able to make it over any hurdles that appear. Again, with 75 million, I believe they have the amount of money to kind of get through poor sales if it happens to get to positive sales. So I'm not super worried about any kind of dilution or anything like that. I would not be surprised though if we can get to 3+ this year with good results. So again, if we're scheduled or on track for that 110 to 125, I think 3+, very easy. However, I will be covering future news and quarterly reports to ensure that we are on the right path. So hey, hopefully you'll join me for that by subscribing. And so hopefully it's going to work out. Like I said, I am going to start buying on market open on Monday. So this is now Wednesday. But that's where we're going. So thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful day.